Hello, welcome to Sports Island. I'm your host, Chase Crossley, and we're live here in Beverly Hills. We're here to talk about the top stories in sports today, and I have my guests, Jacob Ross, Jonathan Kuros, and Sage and Bibbs. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm good.
Cool. So we're going to talk about the NFL first. How do you guys feel about the top 3 quarterbacks in the league? Like, do you guys have any ideas who it would be?
Well, if we had to go top 3 quarterbacks, I think in no particular order, I'd go Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's been playing amazing this year. He's come back. And I'd have to say Tom Brady, of course, obviously. And as a surprise to some of you maybe, I'd go Eli Manning.
You know, your top 3 is good, but I would just switch the Peyton Manning and Tom Brady because you just can't put the elite quarterback skills of Tom Brady down. And Peyton Manning is coming back from an injury, but his first like games or so, he would throw like a few picks in the first few games.
He's playing amazing right now. I can't even believe you just said that. He's playing amazing right now.
So you got to think about the quarterbacks who help their team win, helping the team winning right now. And obviously Peyton Manning, like what Kira said, definitely would be your number 1 option right now. He's helping the Broncos look really nice right now.
Yes, he is.
Well, obviously, there's a couple others that you can mention too. You could say Tom Brady. You could say Aaron Rodgers. Right now, I would put maybe Andrew Luck in the mix. He's helping the Colts looking really nice right now. Yeah, he got a 7-4 record right now. They look really nice right now. Even though he's a rookie, he looks really nice right now as a quarterback.
Nice,
He does.
Well, the thing with Peyton Manning, he stopped playing for a year, a solid season, so he's going to be rusty. And he came back. He knew what he was capable of. You know, he's got to get back in his groove and be confident. He knew what he was capable of doing, so now that's how he's playing right now.
Yes, he ain't looking bad either.
No, he's not.
Really good.
That is true.
Who do you think the coaches are in jeopardy? Like the coaches that are going to lose their job and not be able to coach forever?
If Norv Turner is the coach of the Chargers next season, then
they have no chance.
I don't know. The
I
management
agree.
is just
I
corrupt.
agree with that.
The Raiders might have a better record than them.
Exactly. I also put Andy Reid in the mix right now. I mean,
Reid,
right now,
definitely.
they had a strong start, but now all of a sudden they're fading. They've lost, 7 in a row? 6 in a row?
And
The
their start wasn't
they're
even,
not looking
to
that
me,
good.
their start wasn't real. They beat,
The hype up of the trades and whatnot.
they almost lost to Brandon Whedon in the first game.
Ridiculous.
And they barely beat the Ravens, which I think they should have lost that game in overtime.
Yeah.
And
You also got to look at Andy Reid's storyline before the season started. Also,
True.
the fact that his kid died.
His son.
His
True,
son died. Harmful death. And you got to think about, obviously, all the drama and all the emotions he's got to deal with going through all the trouble. But, I mean, I agree. It's not just the coach's fault, too. It can be also some of the players' fault. Michael Vick getting injured a lot. I mean, they just released their defensive end. I mean, in general, this whole season was just a waste of time, pretty much for them.
The thing with Andy Reid, I mean, I don't think it's fair to him because he lost his son, but I don't think it's his fault that the team's playing the way they are. Michael Vick doesn't have a line. You can't do much with a line that cannot block. And then their defense, their secondary is not getting the job done. They tried firing their defensive coordinator. They moved their offensive line to the defensive coordinator, and it's just not working. And then they have Nick Foles, a backup quarterback, starting at quarterback because Michael Vick has a concussion, and they think that Michael Vick is lying because they just want to see what Nick Foles is all about.
He's doing an okay job. He's not doing that great.
Yeah.
He's built for a backup quarterback spot. That's what
he
he
is.
is.
I mean,
He's definitely not a starting quarterback.
He still has to learn how the game the speed.
I didn't think he was that amazing at Arizona either, really.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's accurate. Well, we're going to switch over to college football. What do you guys think about the BCS National Championship game? You think Alabama's going to beat Georgia? Or?
I hope Alabama does not beat Georgia because last year's BCS championship game was so boring. And right now, if it's going to be Alabama and Notre Dame, that'd be the 2 best defenses. It might just be another boring game, and I hope that doesn't happen.
I think it'll be a solid game between Alabama's offense and Georgia's defense. Alabama with their quarterback McCarron, he's looking real nice this whole year. Looked like a Heisman candidate.
Yeah.
But I mean, in general, the Georgia defense looks really nice, and I think Alabama. There's no way. I don't think they can beat Georgia. I think Georgia's going to pull an upset and face Notre Dame in that BCS championship game in Miami.
I hope Georgia does.
Well, the thing of the difference with LSU and Alabama from last year, and then if it is Notre Dame and Alabama, the difference is Notre Dame has a better offense than LSU.
True.
They have a quarterback that's mobile, and they don't run the pro offense. That's what LSU ran last year, running options that got shut down. But Notre Dame's going to use their spread formations and the receivers are quick receivers, and they're going to use their quarterback, and then they have two really good quarterbacks if Golson does go down.
True.
But who do you think was the most surprising of the year, like most college team that was surprising coming up, or the most disappointing?
Well, you could put a couple teams out there. You could put Notre Dame. You can put, Kansas State with their quarterback right there playing a Heisman season right there. But you can also say USC. I mean, they started off the AP preseason, AP poll number 1, and you see them all of a sudden. You see them all of a sudden losing 5 losses already. So I mean, you could have expected a little bit better. But I mean, I thought they.
You wouldn't think it's the coach's fault at all, or do you think it's just the players being?
You can say it's the coach's fault, but when you really think about it, it's all said and done. It's really also kind of the players' fault, just the way they play together. I mean, they didn't look good against UCLA. They haven't looked good against the other teams that they've also faced. I mean, obviously with the terrible teams, they've looked good, but I mean, in general, I mean, they didn't have that good of a season.
Satan, do you have any?
The most surprises was, well, you can't just not exclude. You can't exclude Texas A&M. Texas A&M, it's Johnny's football's team. It's his team.
That's right.
The fact that he's taken this team to where they have been noticed by ESPN and whatnot is just astounding. He could be a Heisman winner, but the fact that he is a freshman, the Texas A&M would rather he not be a Heisman winner, because if he does get hype for being a Heisman, next year he comes back and he's all terrible. He's terrible and whatnot. Then they're gonna blame the Heisman for changing him.
So you think Johnny Football shouldn't win the Heisman?
No.
Well, I don't think there's any other quarterback in any grade in college football playing like him. He's just playing outstanding, playing like a senior, like this is his last season, and he's playing not scared because he is a freshman, and he's just dominating NCAA right now and just owning everything.
But Heisman doesn't have to be just quarterback, too. You can look at Teo from Notre Dame,
true.
who's looking really good. You look at Marquise Lee from USC, playing really well at the wide receiver spot. Mac Barkley making him look nice. You can acknowledge all these players. They're playing an outstanding season, but Manziel is having a heck of a season for Texas A&M, and I can say he can be one of the top spots. You can also say Kenyon Barner for Oregon for having a good rushing season for him. But, I mean, in all in all, I mean, it's his game, so it all depends on how Manziel will play in the Heisman.
That's good information. We're gonna switch over to NBA. Jonathan, do you feel that the Lakers made a good decision with Mike Brown leaving, Mike D'Antoni coming, all the trades that they had in the beginning of the season, and how they picked their bench, but they're not really putting in the work?
I mean, really, I never liked Mike Brown in the beginning. I don't think D'Antoni's gonna be the savior. I don't think he's gonna solve all our problems, really.
You don't think the connection with Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni is going to bring it back?
Well,
have a good team chemistry?
It might, but, really, I'm not sure yet. I really would have loved Phil Jackson. I think everybody would have. But, yeah, that's the Lakers organization for you.
Yep.
What do you guys think about, who are the best rival teams in the league right now? And there's a few, new ones coming in right now, too.
Yeah.
Do you mean one right now?
Yeah,
or
who do you
all
which
time?
Teams? All time? Which teams?
Well, right now there's a really good game with the Knicks and the Nets that just happened, and the Nets looked really good against the Knicks, and I think the Nets might be taking over New York right now. So I mean, even though Knicks might have a better record, the Nets look really nice right now, and you could say Darren Williams is probably one of the top point guards in the league. You can say Brook Lopez is one of the top centers in the league. But all in all, Carmelo looks really nice also for the Knicks, so it can go both ways for that rivalry right there.
The thing with Carmelo, if he's unhappy, he's not going to play well. He's not a selfish player, but he plays like one. But that's the beauty of him. And I mean, but just the team is built around him, and I think them losing Jeremy Lin doesn't really help. But I mean, they're playing really well right now. But the thing with Carmelo and Amari Stoudemire, they don't connect, and that's going to hurt them in the playoffs. And Amari's going to be upset, and they're not going to play well together.
I agree. I do.
Do you think that James Harden's going to be an MVP candidate this year?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
You don't think so at all?
You can put him in the mix, but all in all, if you really look at it, it's all about how he can help their team win.
Yeah.
And even though he might help them get a better record, they're not going to be a winning team. I can say right now, LeBron James, obviously a top candidate. You could put Kevin Durant with him too. You maybe could put Kobe in the mix with the scoring, having a heck of a season with the fact that Steve Nash right now is out with an injury, not passing the ball, so he has to be the distributor, giving up the assists, taking the rebounds and all that. But you can say a lot of players, but I think right now LeBron has to be the top spot just because he's the reigning MVP and he's playing like a phenomenal basketball right now.
All right, last question before we go. Who's the best point guard in the league right now?
Oof, the best point guard in the league right now.
Like top 3, top 2, 5?
I have to go with Chris Paul. Chris Paul right now is playing phenomenal the past 2 seasons for the Clippers. He's been a scorer. He's been a facilitator, he's been a passer, and he's been a defensive player. And I think, all in all, when you really look at it, I think he's probably the most complete point guard and has to be probably the best point guard in the NBA right now.
I think if I'd had a top 3, it would be Rondo, not in any particular order. I think it'd be Rondo, Darren Williams, and maybe Chris Paul. I think Darren Williams is playing amazing right now. He's averaging 16 points a game. He's doing a lot for his team right now, and he's giving the city of Brooklyn a start, a good name.
Sage?
I agree with Jacob when he goes to CP3 because CP3 wasn't only good when he came to the Clippers, he was good when he started in the league. And the fact that he has been a point guard who has been a great one, he should win MVP. And even though
he should win MVP?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I believe that. I believe that because it's not only the fact that he's been good for every single year, and it's like he should. It's an obvious choice to me.
I think right now, as in general, I think his MVP season from last year's was a lot better than this year's because last year he was the one that was actually leading the team and got them the better record from compared to the season before that. He's the one that was making the more assists. He was scoring. He was the late game scorer. But now this season, when you got guys like Jamal Crawford coming off the bench, who can also be a late time scorer in the fourth quarter, you can say that he's got a little bit of load off of him. So you can say that right now his MVP season for this year might not be as high as last year's, but you can put him in the mix also.
Okay.
Well, you guys are forgetting about Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose, and I forgot.
Well, you can put Derrick Rose just came out. Derrick Rose is come back from that injury though. You gotta give him some time off that one. Westbrook though, Westbrook's a good scorer, but he's not that much of a passer though. You know what I'm saying? He's more like a fast break player. He's just going and he's just scoring. I don't see him as a distributor anymore. Like most point guards are supposed to be passing.
Right. Well, that's all the time we have today for Sports Island. I'm your host, Chase Crossley. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.